Hi dolphins, welcome to another music lesson. The next 2 weeks are going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be on screen instead and I'm going to be trying to show you how to use some software on the iPads. Make sure you have an iPad 1/2 and you need a set of headphones each. You're going to be taking it in turns to plug your headphones into your iPad. So the first thing you're going to do is go to GarageBand on the iPad. So tap the icon with the guitar, the white guitar on the orange background. It might be that it's not on the bottom bar like mine, so you might need to scroll through some of the apps in order to find it. So click on that first. And once you've done that, you'll come to a menu that looks a bit like this. If you do not have Create Document there, it might be that you have this screen instead, in which case you need to go into the GarageBand folder and then Create Document. So you'll come to a screen that looks like this. You'll have lots of different instruments on it. We're going to go to keyboard first. Now on the keyboard one, you've got two options at the bottom that look like keyboards. We're going to go with Smart Piano today, so click that first one. And you'll get something that looks a bit like this. Now the letters at the top, they are names of chords. When we play a chord, we play 3 notes together. So you get that nice full sound. So have a go at tapping some of the chords. Now if you tap it further down the bottom, you get the lower sound, and if you go further to the top, you've got higher. So just have a play with some of those chords now. Nice and easy. What you can do now, if you see the autoplay dial at the top, if we turn that to 1 and then we try tapping one of the letters, one of the chords, it plays a pretty pattern for us. So I tap it again to turn it off. So the chord here, that when it plays the pattern, it's playing a deeper sound and a higher sound. So if I press the bottom, that's just playing the deeper bass notes. I can turn it off, and if I tap the one on the top, we're getting that kind of melody, the higher sound. And I can play them both together if I want to. So turning them off, I can turn the scroll around to different numbers. So if I go to 4, it's going to play a more complicated pattern. Turn it off again. Have a play with the autoplay now. We can also change the instrument, change the sound that we are triggering. So if I go into the grand piano and click that, I get this menu here. So within keyboards, I've got different sounds for different keyboards. Or I can go down, I've got some synthy kind of leads, so I can pick one of them and it will change to that sound. So now when I hit it, I get a very different sound. Okay, so have a play with some of the sounds now. As well as playing chords, we can also play piano keys as well. If you click on this grey button with that red image inside, it takes you to the piano keys. So you can change some of the effects on here. So I can detune it, I can put it back to middle, put it back to normal. I can click on the middle button again to change it back. So if I want to go back to a normal piano, I can do that too. Have a little play around with that. As you notice at the start, it isn't just the keyboard that we've got the sounds for. We can also access many other different instruments. So when I have a go at something else, we've got strings in there. So if I click on strings, again, a bit like the chords, this is the smart strings. So if I hit the C, it's just going to play the chord for that instrument. Again, I've got autoplay on the top, so I can turn that and it will play it for me. Super easy, right? Super lazy. Don't even need to play an instrument. Again, if I click the notes there, then I can play one individually. I'm just going to go back to chords for a second. If you see all the instruments at the top, they are all the string instruments that are making up my string ensemble. So what I can do is I can tap them to turn the lights off, and it means that it's taking them out of the mix. So now I've just got cellos and basses. So it's a lot lower. I could take the cellos and basses out, she says, and I could just put the violins and violas in. That's nice and high. And again, I've got autoplay on there as well. So it can play it for me. If I go to pop at the top, I can change the type of strings that I have. So to change instrument again, I'm going to go to the icon with the squares here. And I'm going to flick across. I'm going to have a little look at the drums now. Now there are two options for the drums. We have got the smart drums and acoustic drums. I'm going to go into smart drums first. Now this is really clever piece of kit. On the side I've got my different bits that make up my drum kit. So I'm going to drop the kick in and I'm going to place it somewhere on this grid. Now if I place it over this side, it's going to be more complex. Over this side it's going to be more simple. So it's going to be hitting a simpler rhythm. I can go quiet and I can go loud. So I'm going to go into the middle first and drop it on there. And you can hear it's making a beat. I can drag that across, I can drag that up, and you hear it is changing what it's doing. So I can turn that off because it might be annoying me whilst I'm trying to arrange my stuff. So I just hit that off button. I'm going to I'm going to drag a snare on now and place that somewhere. And now I'm going to put some claps in. I'm going to put them right here. Might move them around. I could change the sound of my drums, so I go and tap that icon there and I can click something else. Drop some other things on. I'm going to turn them off for a second. Now the dice down here, if I press that, it randomly picks things for me. So that's a really quick way. If we go back again, so I'm going to click this square button here and go back to my drums. I'm going to click acoustic drums now. So this brings you up with your drum kit that you can play with your fingers. Okay, I'm going to click to come back out of that. When you have a play with some of those drums and some of maybe the other instruments as well, as you can see we've got bass, we've got guitar on there. So guitar you can play the chords on. Again, put autoplay on and it will play it for you. Look at that, you can play guitar already. Off you go, guys.